Some on the left had more ambitious political goals and were explicitly focused on building a revolution to overthrow the state. Piers Corbyn was an astrophysicist, a full-time squatting activist in West London, and a revolutionary. He was well known in squatting circles and always present at protests and demonstrations. Everybody seems to remember you charging around London with a carrier bag containing peanut butter sandwiches. That was your sole sustenance, is that right?
I used to eat a lot of peanut butter sandwiches, and I believe there's a jar of peanut butter over there still. Mainly the bags contained leaflets. In those days I was a member of the international Marxist group, and I'd been so for 2 years.
I joined the IMG, and I was excited about being in this political organization. The IMG was a Trotskyist-derived group, and the initials stand for the International Marxist Group. And there is a very complex genealogy of the IMG's relationship to the Fourth International, which was, as you may know, the alternative to the Stalinist International.
What the IMG was, it was what they called itself the British section of the Fourth International, the Trotskyist Fourth International, which was like a liaison or alliance of revolutionary groups around the world. Their general activity was to build labour movement support, activity in trade unions and so on. So they saw this type of stuff as possibly peripheral or possibly not, and there was ambiguity.
Some hardline Trotskyist groups were unenthusiastic about getting involved in a political issue as woolly and vegetarian as squatting. They preferred to focus on workers' struggles, hoping to build a disciplined vanguard that would bring on the revolution. But some revolutionaries did take squatting seriously. Was the IMG the only revolutionary party? Oh, there's your phone.
Weather action? Oh, magic, how are you? Oh, fine. I'm just, it's all right, no, carry on. I'm being interviewed by some... there's a BBC here interviewing me about squatting and housing, but it doesn't matter. Carry on, tell me. Bye. Sorry, yeah, someone just wanted something.
Yeah, so was the
Should have ignored that, really, shouldn't I?
Was the IMG the only revolutionary organisation to get behind squatting?
Yes, in a serious way, anyway.
The IMG, fanatical about correct Marxist terminology, nitpicked about whether or not squatting could, strictly speaking, be defined as a revolutionary act. On Villa Road, Pete Cooper had joined the party. Was squatting in and of itself a revolutionary act?
Oh God, I can't remember. From the Trotskyist point of view, I think it would have been foolish not to engage the energies of these people who were clearly very willing to take part in direct action.
For you in the IMG, would you have said that squatting itself was a revolutionary act?
Well, some of us did, yes, because it was expropriation of property, and we said it had a dynamic of revolutionary act.
But for the IMG, the real point of demanding housing was not to get housing, but to expose the weaknesses of capitalism. Those demands for housing, what was it? Housing and jobs.
Not evictions and layoffs, yeah.
Well, they were, in kind of Trotskyist terms, those are transitional demands, are they?
Oh, that's right. Transitional demands were demands that couldn't really be met within the terms of the system.
So a transitional demand is a demand that that sounds like a reasonable demand,
yeah,
but that will expose the shortcomings of the capitalist state in their inability to deliver it.
Yeah, like housing for all seemed a reasonable thing. Why shouldn't everyone have somewhere to live? But actually the system probably couldn't deliver without fundamentally changing.
Could housing for all be achieved? Well, they would say, the IMG would say, no, it couldn't be achieved under capitalism. So this was therefore an intrinsic anti-capitalist demand, or what is called a transitional demand, which is something everybody wants, but can only be achieved if capitalism is destroyed. So the dynamic of the movement will lead to the destruction of capitalism, along with other sort of demands, other transitional demands, if support in a united front gets wide enough.
That is, I think, how Trotskyist method works. And that really made a lot of sense to me.